I want to talk to you about the top accelerators that produce leading startups this year. I'm speaking about startups that actually are able to have revenue real fast in the millions or even in the billions, producing actually unicorns. Okay, so here are the top accelerators this year. Number one, I want you to think about Y Combinator. Everybody knows the Y Combinator, one of the top accelerators globally, not just in the States, but globally, okay? And so the cool thing is that a lot of folks consider Y Combinator to be the pioneer of startup accelerators because it was actually founded more than 20 years ago. It was actually founded a little earlier, like in 2005. Okay, so here is an accelerator that now funds a new cohort of startups twice per year, investing half a million in each startup in exchange for 7% equity. Okay, and so Y Combinator works let's say intensively with a startup for 3 months, leading up to a demo day when startups present their businesses to an invite-only audience. And some of Y Combinator's most successful alums include Airbnb, Dropbox, and Stripe. So that's pretty good. That's really, really fantastic. So YC prides itself of being a group of hackers. Okay, the most important thing we do is work with startups on their ideas, and so that's really good. And so this hacker mentality leads to the YC team focusing on figuring out how to make things people want. Okay, so the volume of companies also makes Y Combinator a great place to watch. While some accelerators may outrank them in exit rate, YC still has over 300 exits under its belt and counting. So this is really good. And teams that make it through Y Combinator are ready to hit the market with their products. Okay, so that's really good because over the course of 3 months, the platform usually manages to help founders come up with initial answers to all their biggest questions. Actually, next you have Tech Stars. If you're looking for a top accelerator that produces leading startups, think about Tech Stars. And basically, this is another accelerator with an impressive resume. The list of alumni includes SendGrid, Outreach, SalesLoft, and ClassPass. And founded in 2006, TechStars has helped launch more than 1,000 companies, valued at a total of more than $21 billion. So this is really good. And the program is 3 months long and centered around mentorship by connecting would-be founders to mentors and other professionals in the TechStars network. So this is really good. If you're looking for a top accelerator that produces leading startups, I want you to think about 500 Startups. This is another well known one. And this is actually the most active early stage investor in the world. Their team has invested in more than 26 to 3,000 startups across 81 countries, 81 to 85 countries. So, leading companies produced by 500 startups, including Udemy, ManyChat, and Majuri, cover a wide area of industries, and their portfolio continues to actually diversify as their global footprint grows all the time. Okay, and 500 Startups runs a series of different accelerators. Its flagship San Francisco Accelerator has been supporting disruptive ideas for more than 10 years. So this is really good. And the program is 4 months long, during which 500 startups invest $150,000 in participating companies in exchange for a 6% equity. So this is really cool. Next, you have a Plug and Play, another wonderful player when it comes to accelerators. Okay, so Plug and Play boasts an elite group of alumni, including fintech leaders, PayPal, and Lending Club. That's really good. Okay, and with a network of more than 50,000 startups and 500 companies, Plug and Play focuses on connecting change makers and leading organizations. And this collaboration between startups and large corporations can support startup growth and drive innovation at larger companies. And VCs can easily step in to help support their relationships. So that's pretty good. And so together, plug and play's portfolio companies have raised a staggering 98, 98 to $100 billion. Okay. Investment vary from approximately 25K to a half a mil. And it is stage agnostic, investing in companies from seed stage to a Series C and beyond. And like many other accelerators, Plug and Play offers accelerators focused on different sectors such as insure tech, enterprise tech, cybersecurity, real estate and construction, and even fashion. So this is really, really fantastic from a scalability point of view. Next, I want you to think about the Alchemist Accelerator. So if you're looking for a top accelerator to lead your startup this year, think about the Alchemist Accelerator. This is actually a platform that calls itself the world's best accelerator for startups that monetize from enterprises. Okay, and with its all-star class of alumni, it seems to be living up to that title because alumni that went to as let's say Alchemist and became a strong contender include Wise.io, which is a machine learning startup that was acquired by General Electric. You have Assemblage, a real-time collaboration software that was acquired by Cisco, and MobileSpan, a cloud security company that was acquired by Dropbox. Okay, and the Alchemist Accelerator has actually incubated more than 500 startups, representing over $1 to $2 billion in funding. And the Alchemist only accepts about 25 teams per class, offering them 25K or more in funding, taking an average of 5% equity. Okay, so that's pretty good. And what I love about the Alchemist is that their primary differentiator is that the company was founded and driven by corporate venture capital investors. Okay, so if your team is exploring business partnerships with larger companies or wants to build these relationships to expand your value for other startups in your portfolio, you have an opportunity to make new connections with the Alchemist network. Okay, and the network has over 3,000 faculty and mentors and over 5,000 venture investors who have experience helping startups monetize from enterprise expansion. So this is really good. And the platform also offers its portfolio companies access to large enterprises that partner with participants through pilots and investments. Next, you have a SOSV. This is another wonderful accelerator. So this is a multi-stage venture capital investor that runs a series of accelerators. Okay, investing in about I would say 150 companies every year through a 3 to 6 months long programs. Standout startups like Storyful, True Made Foods, and Get Around all got their starts in SOV accelerators. So this is really, really good. And so basically, to date, the platform has funded more than 1,800 to 2,000 companies. It invests in its accelerator participants through a convertible instruments called an accelerator contract for equity, similar to a simple agreement for future equity, where investors can convert their investments into equity at a future date. So a safe, okay? So they have all kinds of alumni, hacks in the bio, Orbit startups, and D Lab. If you're looking for a top accelerator this year, I want you to think about AngelPad. So, AngelPad is a seed accelerator based in San Francisco and New York City and launching over 150 companies since 2010. AngelPad has been consistently ranked as the number one accelerator actually in the US by leading institutions such as MIT, Brown, and the University of Richmond. So that's really good. And alumni include notable companies across a range of industries. Like if you think about Postmates, they came from AngelPad. If you have PopDrive, they came from AngelPad. Even Buffer, that's really good, okay? And together, AngelPad companies have raised over 18 to 25 billion dollars and funding with almost 10% of companies with valuation over 100 million dollars. So this is really cool. You also have Mass Challenge. So if you're looking for a top accelerator that produces leading startups this year, think about Mass Challenge. As the name implies, the company is based in Boston, Massachusetts. Okay, and Mass Challenge has actually scaled in the last few years into a global network for entrepreneurs and innovators, particularly in the healthcare and biotech space. So this is really good. So if your startup is into those two verticals, think about Mass Challenge. Okay, one of the largest accelerators in the world. Mass Challenge has multiple accelerator programs, including early stage accelerators that are industry agnostic with locations based out of the US, Mexico, Israel, and Switzerland. You have challenge programs to connect leaders with larger industry entities in finance, healthcare, and sustainable food systems. You have Bridge to Mass Challenge to support regional economic development, like around Massachusetts. And then you have Beyond Accelerators with a variety of accelerator like programs for startups, including challenges, mentorship programs, and sprint programs. Next, you have a startup bootcamp. So, if you're looking for a top accelerator that produces leading startups this year, think about Startup Bootcamp. This is a globally recognized accelerator with a total portfolio valuation of about $7.5 billion. Dollars. They have taken an industry focused approach to connect businesses with an ecosystem of experts in their respective fields. So, this is kind of cool. So, you have with the Startup Bootcamp, you have about 80 to 100 startup accelerators spanning over 20 countries. Okay. Every program is 3 months long, designed to help companies achieve results that would otherwise take over 2 years. Okay. And accelerator programs have spanned future focused industries from energy and sustainability, artificial intelligence, and Web3 to food and agri-tech. So this is really cool. And the Startup Bootcamp was the first startup accelerator listed on a stock exchange, okay, helping investors engage directly with their network of portfolio companies. So that's really cool. Finally, you have Launch, Launch Accelerator, okay. This is a pre-series A accelerator based out of California. They have funded over 30 cohorts. They have gone through their 14-week program, okay? And Launch stands out among other accelerators by only selecting 7 startups for every cohort, offering 125,000 cash in exchange for 7% equity, with the option to invest in future rounds of funding. And the design of Launch makes them both an accelerator, a seed fund, and a syndicate that allows them to invest in founders over the long run. So this is really good. And their portfolio includes a wide range of SaaS, consumer subscription, and fintech companies. Okay, and their accelerator model is already really successful. But I just want to insist on the fact that it's also primarily virtual, helping founders outside of Silicon Valley and the Bay Area gain access to the resources they need to build and fund their companies. So let me give you a few extras here. So if you think about basically the top accelerators this year, you have to understand the fact that, first of all, let's talk about what an accelerator really is and what to really look out for. Okay. So basically, an accelerator is an intensive program designed to help early stage startups successfully scale their business quickly. Okay, no need to wait for 2 years, 3 years, whatever. You can do things in 3 months. Okay, and the goal here is what? The goal here is to provide those startups with mentors, capital, and resources so they can raise money at a higher valuation than they would otherwise, right? The whole thing is they want to really optimize their operations, to want to optimize their processes from the get-go. And accelerators have played an important role in launching some of the most successful startups with thousands of startups vying for limited spots every single year. I want you to really look at an accelerator as a hands-on university program, right? So it's not a theory, it's not a theoretical thing. It is a practical hands-on program. And so if you think about accelerators, of course they get a lot out of the program too, because accelerators are often funded by educational institutions, companies, or even venture capital firms. So when startups join an accelerator, they also often gain access to funding and capital to support their venture in exchange for equity. Think about those accelerators that invested in Uber back in the days, in Airbnb. That's crazy how much money they made out of the program, actually. Okay. So, this is how accelerators effectively source deals and expand their network. So, instead of having to fill their pipeline with high potential companies, running an accelerator program gets their foot in the door with key startups and founders early on in their growth journey, with the hope that their support and investment pays off in the long run. And it has paid off big time in most instances. So that's really cool from a flexibility point of view. If you look at it from that, I would say from that, yeah, from that perspective, actually. So the most important thing is that when you are looking for a top accelerator, you are trying to build the right connections at the right time, right? Because if you think about it, accelerators can catapult startups to success. There are hundreds of high impact accelerators that have produced dozens of the world's most highly valued unicorns. And when I say unicorns, I'm speaking about companies that are worth more than $1 billion, okay? So uncovering the next big disruptor is not a guarantee. But starting your deal, if you think about it, your deal sourcing search with these leading accelerators can start you in the right direction, especially if you have a disruptive idea. Okay, so a lot of companies love accelerators, but again, spots are limited. So companies navigating the accelerator world are usually early enough in their journeys that they need support from all directions, everywhere from learning industry knowledge and business operations, best practices to actually finding product market fit. Okay, you got to find product market fit actually. So identify accelerators that align with your firm's investment thesis and work closely with them to build relationships with new applicants to get a head start on your future deal pipeline actually. Okay, because you never know when the next unicorn may actually rear its horn. The bottom line here is that if you're able to network properly, if you're able to actually apply to those accelerators that I've given you, the top 10, you're able to actually start networking with other startup founders. You are able to grow your network, to grow your potential, to grow your capabilities. Even if you don't get in those top 10, you still have a chance to actually succeed in the long run. Okay, so some experts call it relationship intelligence, okay, to be able to have the right strategy, but also the right information. So, in closure, in today's conversation, I spoke to you about the top accelerators that produce leading startups. So, those accelerators include Y Combinator, TechStars, 500 Startups, Plug and Play, Alchemist Accelerator, SOSV, AngelPad, Mass Challenge, Startup Bootcamp, and Launch Accelerator. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.